or that was chapter 24. Talks about laws concerning divorce. And it says this: when a man takes a wife and marries her, if then she finds no favor in his eyes because he has found some indecency in her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce and puts it in her hand, and sends her out of his house, and she departs out of his house, and she goes and becomes another man's wife, and the latter man hates her and writes her certificate of divorce and puts it in her hand and sends her out of his house, or the latter man dies who took her to be his wife, and the former husband who sent her away may not take her again to be his wife, after she has been defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And you shall not bring sin upon the land the Lord your God is giving you for inheritance. So God's saying, basically, look, if you get married to a woman, and you divorce her, she goes and she marries another man, and that man dies, and you want your ex-wife back, that's just screwed up pretty much. I mean, if it makes no sense to me. I mean, if you wanted her, why didn't you divorce her in the first place? You know, it makes no sense. But that's what God's saying. No, don't do that. It's just messed up. I mean, you get married and you get a divorce, and then she goes off and marries another man. That man dies, and then you want her back. Well, if you wanted her back, you should never have divorced her in the first place, which is it's just crazy to me anyway. Miscellaneous laws: when a man is newly married, he shall not go out with the army or be liable for any other public duty. He shall be free at home 1 year to be happy with his wife whom he has taken. No one shall take a meal or an upward millstone and pledge, for that would be taking a wife in pledge. If a man is found stealing one of his brothers, the people of Israel, and if he treats him as a slave or sells him, then that thief shall die. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Take care, in the case of leprous disease, to be very careful to do according to all that the Levitical priest shall direct you, as I commanded them, so you shall be careful to do. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam on the way as you came out of Egypt. Of course, Miriam came against Moses when they were on their way to Israel, and God poured out leprosy upon her. When you make your neighbor a loan of any sort, you shall not go to his house to collect his pledge. You shall stand outside, and the man to whom you make the loan shall bring the pledge out to you, and if he is a poor man, you shall not sleep in his pledge. You shall restore to him the pledge as the sun sets, that he may sleep in his cloak, and bless you, and it shall be righteousness for you before the Lord. You shall not oppress the hired servant who is poor and needy, whether he is one of your brothers or one of the sojourners who are in your land within your towns. You shall give him his wages on the same day before the sun sets, for he is poor and counts on it, lest he cry against you to the Lord, and you be guilty of sin. Let's see, we're here. Turn the page. Fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall children be put to death because of their fathers. Each one shall be put to death for his own sin. You shall not pervert the justice due to the sojourner or to the fatherless, or take a widow's garment in pledge. But you shall remember that you are a slave in Egypt, and the Lord your God did redeem you from there. Therefore I command you to do this. When you reap your harvest in your field, and forget a sheaf in the field, you shall not go back to get it. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you beat your olive trees, you shall not go over them again. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. And you gather the grapes of your vineyard, you shall not strip it afterward. It shall be for the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. You shall remember that you are a slave in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command you to do this. And that's chapter 24, about laws concerning divorce and other miscellaneous laws. And that's about it for right now. Be right back with chapter 25 in a minute.